of the people that are passing are 13% that one, chances are you did not fall pregnant at some point in your life, because that might also delay you. Now, I'm not saying that it's wrong or anything like that, because life happens. What happens is that you are even delayed when life happens, if I can call it that. So, chances are for a typical South African girl in South Africa, you will remain below the poverty line of 418 rands a month. This is what other people earn in a peace job. Are we still together? So it says here at the bottom that there are two choices in life. You either accept the conditions as they are, or you accept the responsibility of changing them. So now we move over to Mihloti. Mihloti Mina. So my 5 drivers are the spiritual, family, wellness, social, and my career. This is what makes Mihloti complete. And you'll see where I'm going with this. My mission in life is to find inner peace, to be with the people I love, and to feel part of something bigger. Being part of something bigger also means being part and giving back to the community. Nah? You look at me now, Bangwan Bangwina have made up contributions already. I think people look at you and they're like, hey, what's this lavaya? Wait, you know? It's okay, it happens, you know? But the problem is that with people, we're always looking at the end result. We never look at where it all started. Loko mini bona ma agrenza seki mustamu the malina is dressed for the occasion. So loko nana muso moyan alamu atu kono makama just like each and every single one of you here. The makama the village, not kama lele do benu be kui kai kama you know. I had the same chances as everybody in here. I had the same chances, I had the same equal opportunities as anybody that Tamada one. You know? So when you make up, life is about how you look at things, you know? Whether you might look at it, that's your decision. But you can look at it and see opportunities out there. It's how you look at it. The difference between me now and somebody else that's standing out there is how we look at the world. That's the only difference. The difference between freedom and any other young person like South Africa is because you chose to do something, you know? You might sit here, but that's life in reality. But this situation, unfortunately, it's up to you what you do with it, you know? So I'm not going to sit here and tell you life is going to be perfect, that you're going to walk out here and the world is great, you know? That you're going to start up a business and it's going to be fabulous, that you're going to make money in the first year. So it might not even happen. But what I can tell you is that through persistence and through believing in yourself, I think the biggest thing in life is understanding who you are, you know? I've learned, and thank God for my parents, I've learned all that matters is who you think you are. If you care enough, I'm sure that's how you see me. But me, now when I look at Mihloti, I see a God-fearing woman. I see a person who is destined for greatness. I see a person who can start up something and become successful. Not because somebody told me, I can be that, but because I believe in myself. Are we together? I'm not preaching just yet. So, the next part is that these are the things that I believe in. Integrity before and above everything. Life is about relationships. When you're sitting here, you meet someone like Mihloti, you never know in life. You're gonna come up for an interview, you might need help with something, and Mihloti might just be a person who can assist you. Relationships are everything in life. We are what we are because of these relationships that we built. When it comes to my story, I must remember, You know, life is funny. I remember when we passed metric, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was not sure what I wanted to do, so I just wanted to go to school. I went to a school that my parents could not afford to. You know, not because I had the means. You know, I get a school in Tesha where kids went with cars to school. Mina from back nenge. If nenge they are mina they were. But when I come from back more, because it's not going to scared. Labaya, I will go back at the mean. You know, some of these things then can break you because we are schooling and at different places. They come from different backgrounds. They've got all these things. When now we teach in 1 year. Yeah, not every month okuma income comes by year. And then but me now was that girl. So none of you here can tell me it's not possible because I mean I wore the same shoe. 1 year, the kind of school like things shadow on national bar. Malamina abaku logo near school ready. Left up school when I first started in the school. When I left paper like that, no shine my jacket the whole year. Sacrificing for Minania school ready. I'm telling you this not that you can not so you can feel sorry. Oh, I'll share. Hey, ma, she's made it in life. No. I'm telling you this because the reality is that you're going to go out there and meet people. You're going to meet different people. You're going to go out there and meet people who will crush your soul. You're going to go out there and meet people who are just not like you. And you're going to lag. And it's going to be painful. You know, there'll be days where you don't have money to buy food. There'll be days where they'll call you up, they're terminating your school fees because you can't afford to pay. You can't get your results because you can't pay. That happens in life. I wouldn't say, you know, it happens to all of us. We all go through it. But the difference is what you do, what you make of it. You know, my first year of school, I remember, you know, when you've done English in school, they say birds of the same feather flock together. So if you want to be a billionaire, you hang around with billionaires. If you want to be rich, you hang around with rich people. So guess what Mihloti did? So Mihloti saw all the rich kids and I started following them, you know, because I wanted to be like them. But there was just one difference. I wanted to be like them, but I wanted to be even better, you know. I wanted it to be me that had it, you know. I didn't want it to be my parents' money, you know. Because we all know people who if you don't know the value of something, you take it for granted, isn't it? So I had to work hard, you know. When I wanted more Vaeleo, I had to work hard because nobody at home was going to buy me the car. Nobody at home was sitting there with a silver platter. Here's it, you're gonna have it. It's all good and fair. I had to work hard, you know. So anyways, to cut a long story short, I finished Ashkulen I think in 2009. And when I finished in 2009, Mihloti, I was naive like everybody else. I got my first job at Clicks. You know what they made me do? They made me pack boxes. That time I'm thinking, you know I came back home. I came back home. Have you guys ever seen warehouse Queensland? That time you can't even do your nails. I'm lying. And I had to. And the reason I'm saying that is that you must understand humble beginnings. They mold who you are. If I understood back then where God was taking me, you know, I almost quit. And when I almost quit, because I could not handle it anymore. I remember that's how I got my first internship at Catholics. And I remember thinking to myself, God will take you to a position without you understanding where God is taking you. But because God does not see the world in the way we look at it, we take it for granted. And God was molding me for greater things, bigger things in life. You know, I started working there. I remember I'm a supplier administrator, so I did all the administration. I'm an admin, not understanding we can such blessings and amen. You know, that was nice. Nisuka near RTT Medical. But you know, I would have never gotten that job at RTT Medical had I not packed those boxes. You know? Because packing boxes humble you. You know, when you become a leader, guys, let me tell you one thing. Everybody wants to be boss. You know? I just want to manage 10 people. I want to manage 1 by 10. Everybody wants that job. But how do you manage people if you don't know their struggles? Yes,
Yes.
How do you manage people if you don't know what packing boxes feels like? If they don't mold your character, how are you going to become a leader? So do not despise humble beginnings, because they will take you somewhere. Anyways, RTT Medical. RTT Medical, that time I was thinking to myself, yo, this must be great. And obviously there was more money. I thought to myself, this is going to be fabulous. I'm going to earn more money and it's going to be great. 6 months later, they retrenched. What are you going to do? Medical aid, you know, you've got bills to pay. I went back home and I remember being so upset at God. Was you know, how does that work? And you know, you'd be surprised, like I'm going back to my first statement, sometimes you don't know what God's plans are. Had I not gotten retrenched at that company, and then the woman, they will learn the woman Joyce Global Africa. That picture, I was only seeing short term. When they called me up at Joy Global, the only job that I'm applying to was RTT Medical, and that's how I got retrenched. And every day, I never apply for a job. People come looking for me. And not because I'm special. I came from the same ground that you guys came from these dusty streets. And I will say it over and over again. You guys have the same chances as Mihloti, you know? Anyways, at Joy Global Africa. I think I worked at Joy Global Africa for a year. And in the first year, one manager recognized me. I want her to be on a project because I studied supply chain. Logo studied supply chain, the projects and then they decided to give me a role as the procurement officer of their procurement division. So Joy Global Africa does mining equipment for the mines. So Joy is the whole day, but I'll try and cut it short. Logo Joy Global as a procurement officer. 6 months later, I got promoted as the commodity specialist. Why am I telling you this? Not to brag, but to tell you, you guys have got the same chances, and I will say it over and over again because no one is special. You are what you make of this life. You are. You form your own destiny. You know, you trust God. You put God first, but you form your own destiny. If you don't do it for yourself, no one's going to do it for you. You know, Mihloti is not going to come up here and say, oh, guess what, I'm going to take all of you and put you company now. I'm going to take all of you and have you all hired. No one's ever going to do that for you. You know, first of all, you mold your own destiny on your own. And then as I was still working at Joy Global, Shell, you know Shell, the company that sells petrol, recruited me as their operations buyer. So I've been there since 2015, great company to work for. And I must say, one thing that company has taught me is that you open your eyes. So this is some of the things that, you know, Shell will open your eyes to what's out there, you know. You are far greater than what you think you know. So everything that you think you know, when you get to Shell, you know nothing. Because they are so big and they just have this huge supply chain and how they've made it over the years, you know. And my recent appointment has been with Conlog South Africa. So Conlog does utilities, and it's my most recent appointment. So next year in January, so I'm going to relocate to Durban. And in that position, I will be a sourcing specialist. and I've got 4 people reporting under to me. But what I want to leave you guys with is that you are what you make of life. No one's going to give you anything on a silver platter. You make of it what you want it to be. That's what. And if you don't do it, no one's going to do it. If you give up, that's how it's going to stay. You know, there's a saying that says nothing changes if you give up, and that's exactly it. That's exactly as it is. If you give up, nothing's going to change. So thank you to all of you guys. I don't know if you've got any questions. Being at Shell as well, I started a company with a lady called Nolundi, and she and I co-founded Mica Trading, and what we do is that we procure buildings for rentals for students, and we also do small projects. Just to emphasize the fact that everything in life is possible only if you believe, you know. You put God first, and then everything else that you plan, you'll make it. I'm sure they did not care. Not kids.
You can see your difficult road to success. Se alla kubutisa kuna ulwangana shubutiso shubuma bumelo solo ingase aka shibulabuli shuman.
If I may ask, yes, what was your greatest motivation in life?
If I have to say what was my greatest motivation in life is that, you know, Mom, you know, women in general are just great people. I think my mom is a powerful, very motivating. You know, when you've got somebody that supports you in everything that you do, it speaks volumes. My mom believed in me, you know, so I can say she's been my greatest motivation, you know. If I say to my mom, I'm quitting my job and I'm going to start this, my mom will be the one saying, yes, my child, you know, you will make it. But more than anything, the first and most important thing for me, like I said, I was sharing my pillars there when I said spiritual. For me, God grounds me. So I was never a follower. I was never a child, you know. I was always the leader. In everything that I wanted to do, I could sleep. But invited, you know, besides the fact that but I could, you know, God has grounded me. And I think if you put your faith in God and you remain grounded, God can take you places. Because sometimes you think you know God until you see what, you know, what God can make of you.
Solo.
I want to ask, I heard you say that only 20% of the employment is available in South Africa. So my question is that how can you motivate us to be job creators instead of job seekers?
Okay. So when we started Mica Trading, this is how the company started. I had no problem, yeah, skin, right? And you'll see where I'm going with this to answer your question. I could never find lotion that was fitting for my skin because I've got eczema. Nah? So if you study business, what does it tell you? You need to identify a need, right? And you don't do a business because somebody is successful in it. So you don't follow Mihloti and say you're going to do property because Mihloti is in property and you want to be like her. It doesn't work like that, you know. You need to find something that you are passionate about. So you don't go and say, I'm going to start a business, you have to lotion, but you've got no skin problems because you don't understand it. You know what I mean? You're not passionate about it. You start a business because you are passionate about it. You start a business that you are passionate about, and you start a business where you see a need, you know? Where you see a need that you want to fill. That's how I would motivate you. Because let me tell you, passion can take you very far away. That's why in the workplace, you can't do anything about a person who's not motivated. You know what I mean? Because passion drives everything that they do. So if you're not passionate, I can't help you. You know what I mean? But take a passionate person and put them somewhere, you'll see what you can make of that person. So find something that you love, that you believe in, that you are passionate about. That's how I would look at it. When I started it's because my skin is so dry that if you don't look, you know what I mean? And it worked. Anything that you're passionate with, you become successful in. Does that answer your question?
Xin'wana xivutiso xi bumabumelo solo hi nga se hindza hi ya ka xivulavuri lexin'wana. What is that? Okay.
Yeah. I've been lovely in Slovenia, so I can say
Silence means consent. So before in the mahlweni kuna lava like nga khumbeka xitori lexi a difficult road to success. Say Mr. is possible, so if she can do it, I can do it, you can do it. Okay, I can in that below I know it's possible for nation.
it's possible. It's possible.
Yeah, that vavavoom.
It's possible. It's possible. It's possible.
Foundation.
It's possible. It's possible. It's possible.
Foundation.